Good morning, guys. Another day on the way to therapy. It's your friend Ben coming at you from my HHR Chevrolet Heritage High Roof. So, I haven't really talked too much about the book I'm working on lately, so I thought I'd get back to that. Really been working on the trying to focus on the editing lately, making some headway. It's things coming along well, and it's funny because in the editing process, it's not just editing, it's kind of editing, because I wasn't rushing when I was writing, but it was like I kind of just want to just get it done. But I don't know, I felt this urge to finish, urge to get it out. I don't know if any of you watching this would be writers, storytellers. I don't know if you ever had that feeling, but there was a story there that you wanted to get it out so bad that you didn't want to lose it, So I was just trying to get it out of me into the computer, into my laptop, before it was gone. Sometimes that'll happen, especially since I'm on this medicine. And sometimes I'll have an idea, and if I don't commit it to paper or a note, like sometimes I'll call and leave myself a voicemail. I'll send myself a text or a message, because if I don't, I will forget, and it's in the ether. It's gone. So I would get ideas, and I'd just be, oh my god, I gotta get this. I gotta write this down. Because a couple of them I've lost, and it's a hurting feeling as someone who likes to tell stories. So, in my urgency to tell this story that I slowly fell in love with, because if you watched the previous videos, it didn't start out as a story that I meant to tell. It just was, something to showcase my writing style. But as I started telling the story, which slowly became about my family in a fictional way, in a Christian biblical sense, I was falling in love with it because it was my family. My family thrust into this biblical conflict, and so I'm adding to it, tweaking it, making sure the grammar is as best as I can get it, having my wife and my daughter help me. God bless them, because this is my story to tell. But, they are doing their best to help me and stay within the confines of my story, because they know how I am when it comes to a story I want to tell. So they want to help me, but not at the same time. They know that I don't want to. I don't don't know how to put it, so if they have ideas, I'm open to listen. They want to make sure that it's clear, that it's engaging, and that it comes across in a way that the reader will want to hear it, and it grabs you, and that it makes sense, and that it answers questions, or asks a question that the reader's mind will either answer for themselves, or the story will answer later on, or answer questions that were asked before, So, spellings, there's spell check, so I don't have to worry about that, unless it corrects it to a word that you didn't mean to have there, like there, and there. I'm actually pretty good with that, but mistakes slip by, and then there's words that are closely spelled that you didn't mean to have there, and that's always fun. And then you mean to type something or put something into a sentence, a conjunction, a article, you need to put the down, and you skip it. And so a lot of times I say, oh, Nikki, can I read this chapter to you aloud? Or can you read a chapter to me aloud? And so she's reading through and says, well, this doesn't make sense. Because a word will be missing. And that word will make the difference between the structure and the flow of the sentence and the flow of a paragraph, and it just being clunky and off kilter. The cadence, And a lot of times that's what I really like about a good story. The cadence of a sentence. The way that the villain, the way that a character speaks. When they're talking to each other, when their thoughts. So that's real important to me as an author, as someone, a storyteller. So I'm really trying to get that down and have my voice be the voice that you want to hear when I'm telling a story. And make sure that I stay true to the characters, which is my family. So when you hear these people, now it's funny because I don't know what Bean is going to be like when he grows up. He's 6 months. He's not even 6 months. He's 4 months old. So I'm projecting what he's going to be 9 months old. I'm projecting what he's going to be blah, blah, blah. Now, and the same thing really for my daughters. Right now, they're at a certain age, but 9 years from now, another 19 years. For people, personalities are kind of set at a certain age, but people mature. People can work on things. People can degrade. People change. Circumstances and situations, especially fighting a demon, fighting Satan, having, I don't want to give spoilers away if you haven't seen everything, read everything yet. They have a way of changing you, I would imagine. I've never had to fight Satan, at least not in the flesh. I think I've had the adversary come against me and my family. I really do, but not like this, not in the flesh. No. So that's the editing process. That's what we're going through, and so I'm going through it sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph, chapter by chapter, trying to hammer out the details and really make it a much easier, fun read. And I like my worlds to be cohesive, to tie things in, and so that once you've read one book and you read another, you'll be like, didn't that go? That sounds so familiar. And then if you go back, you're like, that was this. Oh wow, that's so cool. That's because that's what I do with Stephen King stuff. That's what I do with Ted Dekker stuff. That's always been so awesome to me. And so that's what I want to do. That's the kind of guy that I am. I really enjoy that. Same thing, because that happens with Marvel too. And I love that. I think that's really, really awesome. So I'm trying to build that into my world. The Underwood world, if you will. Because I already have a bunch of other short stories and a novel that I'm working on simultaneously. And that's one of the reasons I'm trying to get people to support me through Patreon. Not a lot of takers yet, just 2. But it is what it is. If they don't want to support, I get it. Times are tough. It's just the way it works is you get on there, you pledge your support, and once a month, whatever you've pledged, that would go to support me. So if you pledge your support for $10, once a month, I would get $10 from you. Well, I would get almost $10 from you. Like the 2 that support me, they give me $50 a month. You can do the $2 a month, and the idea is that it would build up so that, let's say 100 people do $2 a month, that'd be $200 a month. So it would be a blessing, because it would enable me to get the materials and get advertising stuff, so that I could build momentum, so that when it's time to find a publisher, to find, bigger advertising, to, again, have free time to write, because finding free time is difficult when I have a wife who can't work because of her health problems, and I have to drive my son around to his own therapy because his back, and go to therapy for my back, and put gas in the car. Times are tough for me too. So I'm asking for support if you believe in what I'm doing and what I'm writing. And if you don't want to do it, that's okay. But if you want the rest of the story, then you'll just have to pay for it when it comes out. Because I can't give everything away. I can't afford to. My time is valuable too. It is, because I'm taking time away from my family and my wife and my grandson. So that's why I'm doing Patreon. And like I said, I'm taking all my time to edit, and my family's helping me, because I want to give back to them too. They're taking time away from their families, my son-in-law. My wife is taking time to sit up in the bed and spend time with me and edit. So they deserve something for their trouble, and I don't have the money to give them now. My daughter and her friend are trying to draw illustrations to go in at the beginning of the chapters. So for me not to give them something for their time and effort, that's not right. I couldn't do that. Doesn't matter that I'm the dad, no. So I got to sew something into them. So, like I said, if you can read the stuff that I'm publishing on my Facebook platform. If that's all you want to read, then hey, I don't mind. And you want to spread the word of mouth, that helps me out. I appreciate it. That's cool. Thank you. And if you can't do anything, and you can just spread that word of mouth, that is a blessing. I appreciate you, and I'll pray for you. Blessing upon blessing, blessing upon blessing, because you're a blessing to me. And if you can do it $2 a month, if you can spare that $2 a month, that's a blessing. It really is. I am not being sarcastic at all, I promise you. But if you could do $2 a month, that'd be a blessing too. It really would. You'd be surprised. And if you could get others to get involved, that money adds up quick. And like I said, it'll help me to have that free time and to invest that. Because that's how I met a lot of you guys on Facebook. I took from my money and I used Facebook advertising, and it popped it up on your Facebook feed. And you clicked on it. And you read some of my story. But I don't have money to keep doing that. I don't. So, but if Patreon can give me money from people who are willing to help me, then I could do that again. But I want to polish up the story first. I don't want to put another unpolished draft out there. I want to put a sweet, polished draft with the best grammar, all the correct spelling. I want to put that out there. And then I want to make sure that I have the finished other part of the story ready, that it's ready to either self-publish, which will cost me an arm and a leg, especially with illustrations. That I will require a lot of support from. And it would probably take at least 2 years of saving up. But if I can get a big following, if you can get me some supporters, some people behind me, a lot of grassroots, if you guys can drum up that, lots of people just reading and sharing, if you guys can help me with that, then maybe I can get publishers to look at me, but I can't do it on my own. I need guys like you who enjoying the book, who talk about the book, who share in the book, who think Nana and Poppop, the Agents of Abdiel, and their family and their struggle and their fight to try to save their family and to save the world means something. So that's why I'm taking so long to edit myself. I can't afford an editor. As much as I'd love to, I really wouldn't, to be honest. I really don't want to hand it over to a professional editor. I know that sounds really arrogant. I know it does. And I know a professional editor is really the way that they say you're supposed to go. But it just does not sound, that's like hiring a personal chef to cook your meals for you. This is my story. My wife does great in English. My daughter does great in English, and they're really helping me to remove the things that are not necessary. You know, Stephen King, he did a personal memoir, and he gave this great advice, which I've been using. It's called, he said, kill your darlings, kill your darlings, kill your darlings. Because when you're writing, a lot of things that you write are superfluous, meaning you didn't need to put it there. Extemporaneous descriptions, long-winded sentences, run-on sentences. You guys have no idea what a windbag I can be. I mean, maybe from this video, what are we at, 15 minutes here? And I just go on and on and on and on. So maybe you're getting it now. So, you know, you have to go back and during the editing process, did I need this sentence here? Tighten it up, trim it up, cut it back. Like, I entered a few writing contests, and they have word limits. So, you know, I had to trim up the writing, cut off that extra fat, make it the best part of what I was writing. But with this, I don't have to limit it. So that's the thing. I have to trim it myself. I have to figure out what is best here to tell the story. What does Poppop really need to say? What does he really need to do? What is Junior out there fighting with his brothers? Fighting for his family, his mother, what does he need to say? What needs to be said? So, like I said, I've fallen in love with this story, and I'm the one writing it. You got questions, concerns, ideas, things you want to share? I'd love to have a discussion about this, you know, here or on Facebook. You know, one of the reasons I use YouTube is because of the discussion area below. So I'm going to include a bunch of links here. I'm going to share this on Twitter. So please, chat with me, talk with me. Talk to me. Yeah. Creepshow reference. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for your time. You guys mean the world to me. And hope you all are having a great day. And I'll talk to you soon. It's been your friend Ben. Bye-bye.